You ever think of taking? I mean, with like you and McGregor, you ever thinking taking anybody with you on that, or you want to do this solo?
Actually, I imagine doing it solo. Something I don't want someone to come with, but we all have our writing styles, and I'm a very shoot. What's the word? Individual. Shoot is a good word for this.
That's perfect.
I mean, I
Perfect.
don't want to say I'm an individual person. There's a
Yeah.
something person. There are people who like to ride in groups. There are people who like to ride in big groups of people they don't
Solitary.
know.
I don't know.
Thank you. I don't know. It's a
Something.
better word than
Something.
I had.
Synonyms.
And there are people like myself who like to ride by themselves. It's not that I wouldn't like riding with somebody else. In fact, I think it'd be really fun to do that 48 state trip with Jordan. But I've always kind of imagined doing it myself. I'm not married to it though. I don't know about yourself, but when it comes to riding, I prefer to ride my own. That way, go, stop whenever I want. I don't mind riding with a group of 4, 5 if I know them. I know how they're going to ride for the most part. That's fine. But I don't like every time I go out, I don't want to go out and ride unless they're going with, I'll ride by myself. But then I'm gotten to the age where I typically don't care to get into a group of like 50, 20 bikes of strangers because I don't know what they're doing. And then they're not maintaining their lanes. And it's like, this isn't fun because I have to worry about you now.
Yeah.
Not to make myself sound good, but if you don't know what your other riders around you are doing, I don't know. That's just my
No,
preference.
I that's how I ride too. I prefer to ride solo or with just my wife because I know how she rides because I've been there since the beginning, or with a very select few people that I know here locally.
Yeah.
Group rides, like the only group ride I'll ever do is the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, and that is because it's completely structured. It
Right.
is
It's an event. It's organized.
yeah, yeah.
I like joining those. It's not like I need to do those or I refuse to ride unless I'm doing a big ride, but big random things I typically don't care to get into. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll have fun.
How does that affect you with the like meetups? Don't they do like a lot of group rides at the
Well,
meetups? Or
those are always fun because they are more or less organized. You can't account for everybody and what they're going to do. But if it's an event and people are looking forward to you being there and it's an excuse to join a group that is organized, then yeah, I'll do those. Those are fun every once in a while.
yeah, so you took the car to. Should I even be calling it a car? Is there a special name for that?
It's a car,
It's a car. Okay.
4 wheels and an engine.
Four wheels. You took it to Florida, so I mean, like, were you able to do like any group ride there by renting a bike or borrowing a bike or anything like that? Or
I thought you were talking about all right, you're talking about the Jeep.
oh,
I took
okay,
the Jeep to Florida.
you took the Jeep to Florida. Okay,
Yeah, sorry. What was your question?
so for like group rides, do they like expect you to go for the ride or something? But since you took the car, did you like rent a bike, borrow a bike, anything like that? Or
In Florida, there was no ride.
okay,
It was a big parking lot in front of a huge motorcycle cafe, and they had a section of the lot sectioned off for stunters, but there was no ride. I brought not the event. I had a trailer, two
Okay.
bikes, and my Jeep, and I trailered down there.
Oh, yeah,
Some
yeah,
of the
yeah.
moto vloggers, when I was staying with Blockhead, had a small ride for about 20 people that he knew, and I guess they knew. They met up at a location and rode to and had A, B, and C points. So it was more or less organized.
Okay.
And that is what I brought my bike for.
Okay. Yeah, John Maxwell, you posted that he helped you with your trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
jeez.
nice guy. He's a nice
Yeah.
guy. He's cool. Same thing with Blockhead. I've known them for a long time.
Really?
Yeah. Blockhead. I've known him since he's at 5,000 subscribers. We have like a little group chat on WhatsApp. Me, him, Bike and Bird, John Maxwell, and Moto Noob Rider. Just we chat every once in a while.
Cool.
Not a whole bunch recently. I think we've been all busy, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun with that. So like with your trailer, how did that all work out? How did he help you with that?
Okay.
I don't have a trailer. I really don't. I mean, I'd like to learn from you on this one too.
Okay, I'll try to keep it not too long. All right.
All right.
Let's do 90 seconds, right? Here we go.
Boom.
I had one way of getting motorcycles hauled around, and that was on a moto tote. I'm not going to explain what that is, but it only moves one bike, and it's not legit. So I wanted to get an actual motorcycle trailer. It's an aluminum trailer that's made to hold 2 motorcycles. The way to attach to motorcycles is with straps. There are chocks in the front, but they really don't do much other than keep your front wheel from moving a little bit. So I bought these things called Pitbull trailer restraints. And how they work is you bolt these plates into your trailer, whatever trailer you want. And then you buy a specific pin kit for your bike. And then you can essentially lock this system into your rear wheel, and then you just roll your bike up into the trailer, and then that system locks in place on the ground of the trailer. It's very cool. It's very safe, and it's expensive, but you're done. You don't have to worry about any straps. So I had 3 of those plates on my trailer bolted down so I could try to fit 3, even though I wasn't sure if I could. I'm going to go over 90 seconds. I put them based on where I had room. And I had only taken 1 bike on the way down to Florida on the center stand, and that worked fine. But when I came down to Florida, I picked up a second bike. So I moved it out of the center, and I put the second bike. The 3 stands were in like a V formation. So I put the bike out of the middle. I put this one there, and then I had 1 more hour to go to Blockhead's place. And then I realized right away those 2 stands, because they were mounted further back in the trailer, were too far back. The weight was too far away from the hitch. And then if you got over like 35 miles an hour, you start to get the momentum, like crud. So that meant those 2, way over 90 now. That meant that those 2 had to come and get mounted forward more, but then that meant that middle one couldn't be used. I'm like, that's okay. I just bolted it down because I had it, and I didn't think I could fit 3 anyway. I was like, I'm not going to drive over 1,000 miles to get home with them the way they are. I have to re-bolt them, which means drilling into the trailer. And I just need a power tool and somebody who's competent. It's not stupid hard, but I'm lazy, and I would never trust myself to do something if there's someone else in the vicinity who can do a better job. So John's like, yeah, I'll help you. It'll be really easy. And sure enough, it was easy. We took an hour, I think, to re-drill and line up and move it, and we're done. And it works perfectly. And it's a dumb little story, but it was super helpful because it would have been a horrible, dangerous drive home without having someone to help me move it. And so now it works awesome. It hauls 2 bikes great, and I can just roll bikes up, and it's so cool. Anyway, the end.
Yeah. That's very important, because you definitely don't want it to be swaying at over 35 miles an hour for 1,000 miles. That would be way dangerous. And John Maxwell's actually helped us in the group chat. When I had the Harley, I had some problems with some bolts and what sizes, and he just named them off right at the top of his head without even having to look at a manual. I'm like, thank you, man. And that's kind of cool. He's a cool guy. He does really good with that. He really does help out. Any plans on any meetups this year? Anything coming up?
I feel like there's something. I'm trying to go out of the country, and if I do, I will likely have a meetup out of the country. Otherwise, besides the usual ones like Chase's motovlogger meetup in Georgia in the summer, no, they're going to be more spontaneous than that. I think I'll have more mini meets in states as I travel. Mini meets are like my non-committal meetups. Meetups are things that are planned like 3 months ahead. Mini meets are like in a week or 2, I'm going to travel here, come meet me at this place. I don't expect to have hundreds of people, just a few. And I love those because they're just super chill. I get to spend more time talking to individuals, and I get to memorize their names by the end. I do a lot more mini meets than I do meetups.
Okay. Are they all? Do they all happen at a QT? Is that
Not in Maryland? They don't, but in Kansas, you can't go wrong with a QT.
I remember everybody.
Who wants a donut?
Everybody recognized you at the QT. I remember that.
Yeah.